Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. It was in 2017 that I walked away from a career in insurance. Friday, the 13th of October, in fact. I decided that after 39 years, I was no longer in love with the work I was doing. And even though it had regular pay and benefits, I wanted something more. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to feel like I had a purpose, that I was full of energy, and that I was going to do something that would transform the world. And I had been following Bob Proctor for a few years. I had done many years of personal development and many years of self-help, which Bob Proctor called shelf-help. And I started studying his programs. I think I bought every program that he had. And then I decided I could not stay in the job that was no longer serving me, even though it was paying the bills. It wasn't bringing me joy. It was not fulfilling anymore. In fact, I would have to hit the snooze alarm and drag myself out of bed every day. And even though it was a good job and decent pay, and I was at the top of the ladder in the industry, I just couldn't bring myself to do it one more day. I was close to retirement. Most people believe that you could retire at the age of 65 and ride off into the sunset. But I realized at 58 that I wasn't riding off into the sunset. I didn't want to do nothing. I didn't want to spend my days, although I adore my grandchildren, I didn't want to babysit full time. I didn't want to sit and watch daytime TV, and there's only so much reading you can do before your eyes get really tired. So I made a choice. I made a choice that I was going to do what Bob Proctor did. I was going to transform the world. I was going to help people get connected to what they really want and live the lives that they chose to live, not had to live, not stuck, but wanting to do something that really pulled at their heartstrings, that really got them jazzed, really got them joyful and living life on purpose. So I went to Toronto. I went to a 6-day Matrix event in April of 2018, and I found myself sitting in Bob Proctor's living room on Friday, the 13th of April, 2018. And I knew this man had something special, that he was living his life on purpose, that he always had energy. He loved life, and you could see that life loved him. And I decided that that was going to be my affirmation. I love life, and life loves me. And the more I say it, the more I feel it, the more I see the evidence of that. I am happier and healthier than I've ever been in my life. I am calmer and in control and making choices for the things I really want to do. Now, of course, there's things in your life that you don't feel like doing, and yet you do them anyway, like maybe dishes, maybe weeding the garden. But there are things that you can still do with joy. You can still be happy and singing and dancing and playing music and washing your dishes and being grateful that you have dishes to wash, that there's a mess to clean up. Maybe that means you've got a house full of people that you love. Maybe it means to you that you have food in the cupboard and a fridge that's working and a stove, oven, microwave that you can cook things on. Those are things to be truly grateful for. Not everyone experiences that. Not everyone has a home with furniture that they chose, with the walls painted to their liking, with food in the pantry, with the ability to pay the bills. Can you feel grateful when a bill comes in and you say, I am so happy and grateful that I have the ability to pay for reliable electricity. I can flip a switch and the lights go on in my home. I can cook a meal. I can use my computer. My appliances are all working and reliable and connected to electricity. It's something to be grateful for. I mean, truly grateful. We take everything that we have in our life for granted. Well, when you take for granted that wealth is around you, and that you're abundantly blessed, you're prosperous, what would that feel like? You have a choice in every moment, and only you can decide. I'm going to read a couple of sections of Bob Proctor's book, The ABCs of Success. And these are essential principles from America's greatest prosperity teacher, Bob Proctor. He wrote a series of books, and this one just has little sections in ABC, and I'm going to talk about choice. Only you can decide. Every day, governments in one place or another are introducing pieces of legislature, enacting new laws, making more rules in an attempt to make their people more successful and happier individuals. Permit me to share something Theodore Roosevelt wrote many years ago on this subject. There has never been devised, and there never will be devised, any law which will enable a person to succeed save by the exercise of those qualities which have always been the prerequisite of success: hard work, keen intelligence, and unflinching will. It is foolish for anyone to sit back waiting to see what the government is going to do for us. I'm not suggesting governments don't make a difference. They do, many times a big difference. But there are many things a government cannot do for us. There are those things only we can do for ourselves. For instance, only you can decide to do good work, to give everything you've got to what you do, to be your very best. Only you can decide to use your intelligence to think positive, progressive, constructive thoughts, and then govern your life according to those thoughts. Don't let yourself be swayed by the opinions of others, by the chatter of the masses. Only you can decide to develop an unflinching will, to concentrate, to stay focused on your chosen objective until the task is successfully completed. By following Theodore Roosevelt's advice, you can most certainly be happy and successful, possibly beyond your wildest dreams. When Wernher von Braun was asked what it would take to send a rocket to the moon, he answered, the will to do it. That advice will get you to any destination you choose. Happiness and success are gifts you give yourself. Change your life today. Don't gamble on the future. Act now without delay. It is in vain to expect our prayers to be heard if we do not strive as well as pray. You can't just sit back and pray and hope and wish. You have to take action. What is it that you truly desire to do? What would you love? Get into the spirit of what that would feel like, and then take action in that direction. Without action, there is no reaction. Without you causing something to happen, there are no effects. There is a great law of cause and effect. What you put out comes back to you. I'm going to read another section from Bob Proctor's ABCs of Success. And in the section on choice, he says problems are mental in nature. In Raymond Hollowell's book, Working with the Law, the author suggests that our problems are mental in nature. They have no existence outside of themselves, and it has been discovered that nearly all will yield up their solutions when subjected to a broad and exact analysis. Hollowell went on to suggest that you and I should have good and sound reasons for all of the views we hold. As we try to find these, many of our old-time views will fall to pieces. We should form clear and definite ideas regarding our convictions as why we do as we do and why we think as we think. That is excellent advice. Another author said essentially the same thing when he said, it ain't what a person don't know that hurts them, it's what they know that ain't so that hurts them. That's so true. Most of us buy into false concepts. In an old edition of the Toronto Star, a Gallup poll of 1,003 adults was published on what those people believed was the cause of stress in their lives. More than 50% of people under 50 years of age believed that money and their jobs were the cause of their problems. Those people should definitely follow Hollowell's advice and examine their beliefs. It could eliminate much of their stress. Jobs and money are never the primary cause of stress. Negative thinking causes stress. The real cause of all problems lies in our thoughts, not in things or circumstances. You and I possess the power to change our thoughts. It is our greatest power, the power to choose. If you're feeling stressed, choose to relax. Look at your problems the way a stranger might, then do something about them now. The best years of your life are the ones in which you decide your problems are your own. You do not blame them on your mother, the ecology, or the president. You realize that you control your own destiny. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. First comes thought, then organization of that thought, into ideas and plans, then transformation of those plans into reality. The beginning, as you will observe, is in your imagination. You can choose. How many times in a single day do you suppose you say, I have to? Count them. I bet you say or hear, I have to, at least 100 times between the time you get up in the morning and when you lie down at night. I have to get the car fixed. I have to go shopping. I won't be home for dinner. I have to work. The truth is, you can go home for dinner if you really want to. You choose to work. There is nothing you have to do. Everything you do, you choose to do. Bob Proctor says, I know you're probably thinking, now wait a minute, Proctor. There are some things a person has to do. You have to pay taxes. Think about it, my friend. You don't have to pay taxes. You have a choice of going to jail or moving to a tax-free zone. I agree this may seem ridiculous, but it's true nonetheless. J. Martin Cole wrote a marvelous book titled Your Greatest Power. His book was about choice. The ability to choose is your greatest power. In fact, the ability to choose is what separates you from the rest of the animal kingdom. Think of the number of times you're asked to go somewhere or do something and you feel you have to. You don't. You have the ability to choose. You can say no. Are you aware that the word no can be a complete sentence? You may choose to be a little more diplomatic and suggest that you have chosen to do something else rather than give a straight, flat no, but it's your choice. Give this some serious thought. Life is short, too short to be doing something or going somewhere you have not chosen to do or go. Many people stay in jobs they detest. Why? Another short, complete statement, I quit, could change their lives. It is your choice. Choose to have a great day. That's what I have chosen to do today. Imagine if this could be the best day of your life. What would that look like? How would you feel going into the day? You're jumping out of bed with purpose long before the alarm goes off. You're not thinking, I have to do this. You want to do it. You chose to do it. You're excited about it. What gets you excited? What would you really want to do? Steve Jobs said, when I wake up in the morning and I think, if today I'm I'm going to a job that I don't really want to go to, and I think if I've gotten up too many days in a row and said, I don't really want to be going there, I would move on to something else. Those are not his exact words, but you get the idea. So he said, too many days in a row, I don't feel like going to do what I'm about to do. There were years that I felt I don't really want to get up and do what I'm about to do today. And yet I held myself stuck in a place that I didn't want to be anymore, but I felt I had to go there because I had a good government job with pay and benefits. I'd be crazy to leave that. It took me 5 years of struggling. What else could I do? What would I do? I didn't think about what do I really want. I was too afraid to give up a regular paycheck. And I made myself more and more and more miserable. Oh, yes, I tried positive affirmations and I tried all the self-help books and I tried going to church every Sunday and exercising every day and golfing with my friends and having an awesome marriage, playing with my grandchildren. I had a wonderful life, but I wasn't doing what I really wanted to do. Do you ever spend time asking yourself, if money was no object, what would I truly do? Or how many days in a row have I been doing something that I don't really want to do? You have a choice. Of course, there's consequences, but what would you choose to do? We all know what we're giving up, but we have no idea how fantastic life really could be when you're living your life on purpose, when you're living your life with joy in your heart, with happiness, choosing to do something that really transforms your life and the life of people around you. What does that look like? And more importantly, what does that feel like? Could you imagine what time and money freedom would feel like? Of the blessings set before you, make your choice. Make your choice and be content. The history of free men is never really written by chance, but by choice, their choice. Our freedom can be measured by the number of things we can walk away from. Where we have been, where we are now, and where we are going. These are three important phases in everyone's life. Our past experiences and our present circumstances have absolutely no power other than what we choose to give them. In Bob Proctor's story about circumstances, he suggests that we call our own shots. You can mentally mix exciting experiences from your past and present that will prepare you to develop an interesting vision for your future. Or if you're not mentally alert, you could very easily reverse the process and reflect on some unpleasant experience or failure from your past that would cause you to see only the negative circumstances that exist in the present. This sort of mental activity would automatically develop a negative attitude and prevent any productive planning for your future. Our past experiences and our present experiences, our past and our present, have absolutely no power other than that which we choose to give them. As each of us visits where we have been many times each day, get into the habit of giving your mental energy to your past accomplishments your successes, the experiences that brought great joy into your life. You would then only see all of the opportunities that surround you. Positive circumstances will pop up one after another. Where you are now suddenly becomes very exciting. Mentally mix that part with the present, and you will have difficulty containing yourself with the dynamic vision of your future. Where you have been, where you are now, and where you are going. 3 important phases. Make your mental mix a winning combination. Many of the successful people I know keep a victory log, a list of wins, a record of their accomplishments. They carry it with them and read it periodically. You might try this, then when you look back, you will be certain of holding a beautiful picture. You are always free to change your mind and choose a different future or a different past. Life is divided into 3 terms: that which was, which is, and which will be. Let us learn from the past to profit by the present, and from the present to live better in the future. When you focus on the best part of your life, all your wonderful accomplishments, all your victories, all the things you're proud of, all the things you've accomplished, feeling tapped into that energy of not ego and pride, but a sense of accomplishment, feeling great about yourself, feeling good in your body, getting yourself truly in the spirit of gratitude, of joy, of happiness. And then write it down. Write down your victories. Write a log of your accomplishments. You learn to walk, you learn to ride a bike. Maybe you spent a career in a job that paid the bills and raised your family. Maybe you bought a house and a car and trips because of your paycheck. Maybe you're always looking out for other people's best interest. What are your strengths, and what would you love? Write down, I am so happy and grateful now that, and really add some feeling. This is not false pride. This is the spiritual side of you, always looking for expansion, always looking for fuller expression. Be proud of your accomplishments, record them, and also write the future, how you really prefer it to be. I am so happy and grateful now that. If you have a beautiful goal, write it down as if it's already done. See it finished. See it how you prefer it to be. And if you do that over and over with feeling, I promise you that becomes your reality. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.